This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great to be here helping you with playing the guitar. In this video, we're going to learn the E, F, and G notes located on the 6th string of the guitar in first position. With these notes, which I do have up here on the board, and others that we've learned previously, we'll read some melodies and some exercises. We'll do that jamming right along with the backing tracks that I've created. So you, me, and the band will be jamming as we play these songs and exercises. It's going to be great. This video does accompany Lesson 7 from my Note Reading Books 1 and 2 Method book. So in that book, we're going to be starting on page 38, learning these notes and playing the exercises there. And then with this video and a couple more that will come out after, we'll continue to make our way through Lesson 7 there in the book. Alright, so with these notes, it's actually kind of awesome. The notes on the 6th string are the same pitch as the notes on the top string. They're just in a different range. They're in a lower range, 2 octaves lower. So our top string is an E pitch. Our low 6th string is an E pitch. So both of those open strings are E pitches. Then at the 1st fret we have F for both strings. And then at the 3rd fret we have G for both strings. So they're the same pitches, and that can be really helpful. We already have played a lot with that top string, so we know E, F, and G. So now we know E, F, and G. The challenge with these ones is in the notation itself. We have to use a lot of ledger lines. So with that E note that we've been playing, that open 6th string E note, it sits just below the 3rd ledger line below the staff. So lots of ledger lines happening here. So that E pitch sits just below that ledger line, and we get that open E. Then the F sits on the 3rd ledger line below the staff. And the G sits just below 2 ledger lines of the staff. So these ledger lines really add to it. And then if you remember, as we were working through Lesson 6 in the book, we have A that sits on that 2nd ledger line below the staff, B that sits just below 1 ledger line, and C that sits on 1 ledger line below the staff. So these are all the notes that we have. The last video we worked on some of those notes, but those are the notes with the ledger lines, and these can be challenging, but we do use them sometimes, especially when we're playing guitar parts that have bass notes worked into them. Maybe not always our melodies. Sometimes we do play melodies that go that low, but usually our melodies are on the higher notes. But there are times when we're playing some really cool riffs, some really cool bass line type stuff. If we're in guitar ensembles, we'll be reading these low notes. So we need to learn them, and it's good to know where they are. We really have to get used to reading ledger lines when we're using these, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to play some songs and exercises together. If you find it challenging to play these notes while reading them because of the notation, then just go through each one of the exercises and say the names of the notes. Start training your mind to see the difference, especially between the E and the G. 2 ledger lines below the staff, 3 ledger lines below the staff. Get used to that. Then really between the F and the A, 3 ledger lines and 2 ledger lines there. So E and G, I think, for me, are the most challenging. Whether I'm seeing, is that E sitting below 3 ledger lines or is it sitting below 2 ledger lines? When we're reading fast, sometimes that just all becomes a little bit of a mixture there. But watch for that. And then the F is, I think, easier to spot because it's actually on the ledger line. And then it would compare to the A note, which is the open 5th string, sits 2 ledger lines below. So you can go through and just say the names of the notes if you need to. It also helps to say the names of the notes while playing them, so you can do that too. But we're going to go ahead and play these exercises. We're going to do numbers 1 through 6. So we got exercise numbers 1, 2, and 3, which will help us practice with just these notes. Then number 4 will take us through all the notes that we've learned in first position, which it's pretty awesome. At this point, we've learned all the natural notes on the guitar in first position. That's quite an accomplishment. It's pretty awesome. So it'll take us through that, and you can work through that exercise. Then if we go over onto page 39, we're going to do numbers 5 and 6, which are some fun songs to play that work on just mastering these low notes on the guitar. So we will use these 3, but we'll use some of the low notes that we've learned in other lessons previously as we've worked through the book. So watch for those. Each will happen at 2 different tempos, a slower tempo and a faster tempo. So yeah, as you're going through, if you're finding a spot that's really tricky, you can pause the video, work on getting that spot down, and then try playing it again with the video. That's sort of the best way to really master these. Alright, let's go ahead and play these songs. Okay, awesome. I hope you're having fun with this. As we continue, we're going to keep working our way through lesson 7 in the book. So in the next video, we'll be playing some more of the songs from lesson 7. It's going to be great. Take care. I'll see you again. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.